Hello, my name is Andrew Benningfield, and I'm going to be sharing my experiences from this summer. I'm currently a sophomore in construction engineering and management. This summer I had the opportunity to work with Milestone Contractors LP. I interned for Milestone out of the Columbus, Indiana office. It's there that I met a lot of great people. I learned that building a network is very important there. Milestone is one of 30 companies that are part of the Heritage Group. The Heritage Group is a connected group of builders, innovators, and investors. It's a diverse team of companies that create long-term value by doing business the right way. They do it through shared values and experience, fueled by expertise in science, business, and strategic acquisitions, focused on building and growing successful companies in our core industries. For my internship, I was part of a bridge rehabilitation project over Whitewater River on I-74. My time there was only spent on the westbound bridge. NDOT selected Milestone as the prime contractor for this project. The remaining work is handled by subcontractors. This was my first glimpse into a heavy construction project across a large job site with many people and machines about, or any construction project for that matter. The I-74 Bridge Rehabilitation Project is worth $24.7 million for both bridges, with each bridge approximately 1,400 feet long. The intermediate completion date for both bridges is fall of 2023, while the overall completion date was decided to be on June 25, 2024. To be able to complete these bridges on such a densely traffic-populated interstate, Milestone's solution was to create a crossover and have traffic one lane in each direction on the bridge not being worked on. Milestone started reconstruction of the westbound bridge, first using the eastbound bridge as a one lane for each direction of travel. Coming out as just finishing my freshman year of college, this is a very big project to get my feet wet on. There would be plenty of challenges I would face. A typical day for me on the job site would be a safety huddle at 6:30 a.m. I would go to the site after the meeting and help unload the tools we needed for the day. The rest of my day would be me helping signal the crane, putting ties through the forms, carrying things, helping with sheet driving, taking inventory, and painting piles and filling out pile logs, and more. When my mentor was in the field office nearby, I would go there and help him with anything he needed. This would include using AutoCAD to figure out how many sheets were needed for cofferdams, using AutoCAD to plan where cranes will need to sit to set beams, using Bluebeam to see how much overlap there will be for the two separate crossovers, using Excel for pile logs and crane radii, and more. Every other Wednesday we would have a meeting at the field office to talk about the progress, days of work compared to weather days, problems, and any future problems that needed to be discussed. One of my proudest moments is after a month and a half on the job site, I was able to talk and contribute to the meetings after having learned a great deal about the names and ways of discussing different things, like cofferdams, pile, forms, sheets, and more. Throughout my internship, day-to-day activities varied and allowed me to learn a lot about different aspects of the job. I was really able to immerse myself with the people that actually built these amazing structures. It was a very humbling experience. I wish I knew earlier on how easy it was to talk to all the workers, because coming straight out of college, I was hesitant to ask them questions regarding what and why they were doing what they were. As I started to get to know individual workers, I grew closer to them and realized that they loved sharing what they were doing. I learned to not be afraid to ask questions. These workers might seem tough, but if you ask them questions, show them you're attentive and willing to work hard, and you can take a few jokes, then you'll learn that they will want to share their knowledge to better help you and your journey. My biggest challenge was towards the final days of my internship. I had to plan where the cranes were going to sit to be able to pick up and set beams. I had to use crane sheets and Excel to calculate how far the two cranes we had on site could be to still be able to pick up the beams. Very quickly, I realized that our cranes were not going to do. The two cranes we had on site could not reach over the river. This made it impossible to set beams over Pier 5. So I talked to my mentor, talked about it in the next meeting, had another meeting with NDOT, and eventually with NDOT, we decided that we needed a bigger crane. This was my most challenging task, but I ended up figuring it out on my own. This was a big task for a 19-year-old, and it's one that I will never forget. The experience I had last summer is unforgettable, and I'm severely thankful. I was given an amazing opportunity to work on a huge construction project, and I took as much information and life skills with me as possible. This internship made me fall in love with this line of work and further reinforced my decision to go into construction engineering and management, and it has altered my life. I thank Milestone for this amazing opportunity that I had last summer. That's all.